Hello and good day, good fiber. How are you doing? It is your girl Esther Joy. She's coming at you with another video, and on this channel we love to talk about love, light, joy, and peace. Now, I'm making this video because there was a comment that I saw, I think it was by Wampy Bear, and they were talking about mental hijacking, and it really triggered my own memories of something very similar. Now, to me, mental hijacking is when you feel like someone is in your mind and they are causing you to think certain thoughts, and it's almost like there's someone behind you looking at you and telling you what to think, and they're like, hey, I'm here, and like they just don't disappear. When you are mentally hijacked, you feel like someone is controlling your mind. And it can feel very scary and can be a very dangerous thing because you, to an extent, lose the responsibility you feel of your mind and your consciousness and what you're paying attention to. You feel as if someone else has taken your mind and is controlling it. Like mind control, literally. So that is what my definition for mental hijacking is. When someone is inside of your mind, seemingly steering your attention to whatever it is that you are obsessively thinking about, that you just can't stop thinking about. And generally speaking, it can be a person, of course it can be other things, but maybe something surrounding that person. But I'm going to be talking about my experiences, and it was a person in this experience, in this situation. So yeah, okay. So I'm feeling very somber today because it's kind of late, and I'm usually asleep by this time. But my mind is up, and I decided to make this video so I can get it to you guys by tomorrow. Okay, so yeah. So, mental hijacking, here's my story. It all started around last year. Okay, time is irrelevant, really is. The important part is when I met this person, there was a lot happening around my life and stuff, and there was actually like an opening of time that just had, was now vacant because I had lost someone, and this kind of gave that person an opportunity to take up that space in my mind and in my daily routine. And at first it was, normal, you're talking to someone. In this case, again, it was a person. And then all of a sudden, you just can't, you think about them before you go to sleep, when you wake up. First person you want to think about. And of course, again, I'm using the person as an example, but I'm pretty sure that you can apply this to any kind of concept. This could be ideas or literally anything. And I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, this is really an exciting change of mind. Great, very cool. Now, this is actually a YouTuber, and I will not say their name. Not my place. But he pretty much, we were pretty good, chatting and all. Now, it came to a point where the conversation would be pretty much constant throughout the day. And, wake up, good night, everything in between, almost like glued to the phone to see that reaction, the thing, that dopamine spike of, is someone on the other side? Like, did something exciting happen, kind of? That was the kind of feeling I was getting. And I know on Wednesdays we wanted to talk more about Wired Wednesdays and really wanted to hone in on phone addiction and all of that, and I think this also can be applied to your phone as well. Kind of just always checking the screen to see, like, has this person texted me? And there's nothing bad if you're like dating, but it was just like kind of obsessive looking and texting back and forth. Okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that, you know, getting to know someone. And there was this point where, like, I kept on getting hit up by, like, a whole bunch of Nigerian priests. I'm not sure if that's the right term. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that, though. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. And they were talking about, like, they were talking about things that, like, I'm like, okay, that's kind of vague, so, but also I am struggling with that, so, like, okay. And then they got very specific, about certain things, like, oh, you have like a wizard, past karmic husband, pretty much. Evil wizard, past karmic husband, that's come to try to, you know, chain you back into that realm of submission and, you know, restrict your abundance and all of this. And I was just like, interesting. Because there were a lot of things that were happening that were very convenient during the time, which you're just like, ooh, synchronicities, that's so cool, wow, magical, okay, very cool. And I understand and trust that everything has its reason and its purpose and is divinely orchestrated. And getting all of this really made me think now even more in my head of this person, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is kind of like oddly lining up. I'm seeing a little bit of a connection. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I'm seeing a little bit of a connection. And the thoughts of them just continued to go. And I'm sure there were times where they're like, yeah, like, I was thinking about you. And I was like, wow, I was thinking about you too. And also having that kind of connection where I'm like, maybe I'm just thinking about them because they're thinking about me. But maybe that thought in itself is just, you know, a vehicle for that possibility to come through. So there's a lot of that. And there's that point where you're like, am I just thinking about them because they're thinking about me, or are they thinking about me because I'm thinking about them thinking about me, kind of thing. And you just keep spiraling. And this is where hijacking starts coming, when you're like, to me personally, I was like, oh my god, just thinking back at it, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, they're not gonna mind me. No. But at the same time, I was blinding myself mentally with all these thoughts and constraints. I was like, are they the reason I just am feeling this way and this is happening and I keep thinking about them and I can't stop? Like, they must have done something. I must be feeling this reason. And whether they did something or not, there was a point where I was like, yeah, they definitely did something. Like, they must have done some kind of voodoo, you know, because that was mentioned. Disclosure from the priest, shout out, and other things. And I was just like, So, because I just, you know, this just happened so fast, and now my mind is flooded with these thoughts, and I'm just like, okay, something kind of seems off. I'm like, I've been playing the role, you know, if they've been wanting me to play a role for a while, I'm playing dumb, okay. And I was just thinking one day, I remember going outside into my yard, and I remember getting the thought, like, okay, stand in this area of my yard. There's nothing particular there, it's just like flat. You could see the sky. And I don't remember if my eyes were closed or not, but I remember this feeling coming from my diaphragm or my solar plexus, and it was like a that is the best way to describe it. It was like, literally, it felt like something was expanding and exploding, like someone hit me, like not physically, but like, and at that point it got like mentally where I was like, I feel binded to this person. Like, I feel like someone has mentally taken a cord and tied us together, because they're just in my mind all the time. And when I had that occurrence going outside and just feeling like this solar plexus explosion coming from me, it was unlike anything I've ever felt before. I didn't really question afterwards. I knew that it had activated some kind of inner drive within myself, meant to help unlock certain parts of myself that had been constricted up until this point, if you will. It felt like I was evolving, kind of like Pokemon evolving, like literally, like when they blink and they like change, that's how it felt. Now, after that happened, I think right after that happened, I went to dance. And I like to dance. I like to communicate that way. And I communicated, I guess, how I was feeling about the situation. And this is getting into how I got over this kind of mental hijacking and, like, you know, took my mind back into my own power. Okay? I felt that boost of the solar plexus, which kind of inspired me, and I just, to take a lot of drive. There was a lot of heat and a lot of, not anger, but just a lot of passion that I felt. And I knew that this could do, you know, go one of two ways, because the solar plexus is really powerful when it comes to physical manifestation. And if I just let it simmer there, it could have possibly created something else that was on my mind that, you know. So dancing, communicating. I was just like, listen, you're going to use your body. You're going to communicate to it. You're going to say, hey, when this thought comes up, this is the automatic thought that you follow through with. If you feel this thought coming on of them, or feeling like you are not in control, like you are literally mentally bound to think of them, then that's okay. Use this energy to drive you towards manifesting abundance in your life, through the form of what you're passionate about, through the form of being more present in your life and being more aware and being more conscious. And it became a war of, if I'm unconscious, then I'll think that they are the ones that are making me think this, instead of me actually taking my consciousness back and being present in the moment and realizing that I always have the power to choose what I focus on. And right now I'm focusing on being aware and being conscious. If I have those thoughts that they are controlling my mind and that, you know, I have to go along with it, then I need to be aware of that. And I need to allow myself to change that thought as soon as I get it. So I think I started counting down. I think whenever I had those thoughts at first, it wasn't like a one and done after that. It was more of a gradual, like, you know, push-ups or pull-ups. It was like, okay, I'm gonna see that every time I have this thought that I cannot control, and just, I know that I have control over my mind. I know that I can choose what I focus my attention to. I know that I can use this as an opportunity to strengthen my awareness in this present moment here and now. And so I just kept on using every single opportunity I got when I felt like this being inside my mind was saying, like, they are controlling you, and, you know, think about them and think about this is what they want you to think about. Just having those thoughts like, you're a salesman. You're a salesman right now. You're trying to sell me something and I'm not buying it. Yeah. So that was kind of, you know, that was how I felt. And it got to the point where I actually get excited when these hijacking thoughts started coming in, you know, these self-sabotaging thoughts started coming in to my mind, because I would just be like, yes, I can use this energy now, because I just get like really passionate and almost angry, but not really angry, just like yeah, like I'm gonna go do something about this, like I'm gonna go do something. Like, you better not think that that's gonna work, because guess what, I'm gonna take that energy and I'm gonna apply it to something that's more useful in my mind. I'm gonna take that obsessive energy, those obsessive thoughts that I was having about that person and that whole situation, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna scoop it and I'm gonna apply that to my art. I'm gonna apply that to what I like to create. I'm gonna apply that to, you know, being more present in the moment and being more aware of what I'm thinking. So I use that opportunity to strengthen my conscious awareness of the moments that I was experiencing in, and to strengthen my creativity and to inspire me to create more. So yeah, that is how it went. I knew that, you know, it was kind of like the two roads and the pitchfork. I don't know if that's the right way to say. But if you're watching this and you're struggling with like mental hijacking, you're having a whole bunch of obsessive thoughts that you don't feel like are yours and you just don't know how to get rid of them, then use this as an opportunity to strengthen your mind, to actually, you know, when you have those thoughts and you don't want it, to first become aware that these are not thoughts I want to have, you know, observe them, accept that they are there, but that's not the end all be all. And I know when I say accept, everyone like clenches. They're like, I don't want to accept, but accept that it's there. Okay, accept that's there, and then let it go. Okay, let it go, but more importantly, find something to replace that energy with. If you can obsessively think about whatever blank it is, in my case it was a person, then I thought to myself, I can obsessively think about my success and how I want to be abundant and what I want to create. Like, that's what I want to obsessively think about. That's where I want to, you know, put my mind on overdrive, if you will. I mean, you know, keep it optimized, but you know what I'm saying. If I get a choice, and I'm right now we have a choice. When we're in that energy, when we have the opportunity, and we see that, hey, I can either keep on obsessing over this energy that is not serving me and making me feel like I have no power over my own mind and attention, or I can use this to strengthen my mind, and I can use this to strengthen what I want to create. I can use this energy to literally strengthen my being. And I think that really helped me. If I felt like, you know, I was getting in those thoughts, I would just go and I would dance and I would do something physical to get myself out of my head, into my body. And I like to dance because I can communicate to myself through movement. You know, I can tell myself like, hey, Esther, don't worry about it. It ain't gonna do you any good. Instead, think about what you should do and do it. And, you know, okay, that's an example, but literally that saved me, fam. That saved me. So, yeah, if you're feeling like mentally things are going wild, use it as training grounds for your mind to sharpen it. And this could even be with like phone addiction, like you feel like you keep hearing your phone, you know, go off even when it's not, or just keep grabbing from it, from that habitual place, which is a little different than hijacking, but also comes from the same kind of, becomes a habit that is so full of dopamine, that is just so delightful. And it's different, it's a little different, different cases, definitely, as you can get from my case. But yeah, that's pretty much it, fam. So like this video if you have come this far, because wow, you've come this far. So give yourself a big thumbs up, and this video a big thumbs up, and let me know if you've gone through anything like I've described. If you have a feeling like you are going through your own mental training grounds right now, I'd love to know, love to support you, love to connect. Yeah, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. It's a little late here and I'm getting a little bit sleepy, so Have a good day, good viber, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.